It's possible that a member can incorrectly submit hours, and these hours not be detected until after the remittance receipt has been finalized and paid. In this video, we're going to show two different ways to correct for that. In our example here, we're going to use XYZ Mechanical as the company where the error happened in. We're going to look at the 620 to 626 request. And for our example, we're going to say that it was Philip Cameron who incorrectly reported hours in this receipt, this request. He is showing 40 regular hours and 1 hour at time and a half. We're going to say that he should have reported 35 hours regular, standard, and 6 at time and a half. So we're going to want to take, and in order to make this corrections, we're going to want to note the name of the person, in this case Philip Cameron, his job class, the time frame, 6/20/6/26, and the hours that were incorrectly reported, in this case 40 and 1. So from here, we will want to go back to XYZ Mechanical's remittance requests. We want to find one that is not paid. It's still open. We're going to use this one for example. I know I should have refunded, but we can still use this. We're going to assume it was a draft. So in this case, we see Philip Cameron on here, as well as the other members, 4/6/27 to 7/30. So to make the correction on this this open request, we want to add a person or package. We're going to add him onto this again. He was shown as a standard journey person. But instead of going with the time frame of this request, we want to go back and use the time frame that the error was made. So now we see him on here twice for the two different time windows. So if you recall, we said he was reported 40 hours standard when he should have reported 35. So we're going to put a -5 to account for the difference there. And we're going to put a +5 as we're saying he reported 1, he should have reported 6. So doing this on this current open remittance request will correct for the misreported hours from the previous time frame. And of course, once the hours are reported for other folks in here, we can go in and we can finalize this. We're not going to do that now because in this case, we would wait for those hours to be reported. The other alternative we have is to go back to XYZ Mechanical's remittance requests grid, and we would open up a whole new request. They're reporting weekly, and we would go in and using the dates from the incorrect report, we would create a new request. And this request type we would select as correction. As we did before, we would add a person or package. Philip Cameron, journey person, standard journey person. Dates are in there correctly. We would add him to it. And as we did before, we show -5 hours and +5 hours to account for the differential. And being that this is just a correction, we can now go in and finalize it. So there are two different ways to correct for when hours are incorrectly posted in a request that has been finalized and paid for.